What's good, Cedar Park? First this morning, a story on theater's upcoming production of Something Rotten.
A new edition of Hungry Hungry Houston.
And an all-new episode of the Pack Chat.
Let's jump in because the Wolfcast starts now. Good morning, I'm Abby Martinez, joined by Jack Polshik and Katie Whitmarsh.
Theater's production of Something Rotten has much pizzazz behind the scenes as in the stage spotlight. Reporter Reagan Hill has more.
Currently, I'm on the set of Something Rotten, and this huge group of students has been working on the musical since last summer. So let's take a look on how the musical is truly doing, with only one night left till their performance.
You want us to write an omelet?
Everyone's always so busy. There's so much going on because, everyone in our cast, they're all so talented. They do a lot of things. And there's just a lot of conflicts with teachers and people getting COVID, and now it's getting bigger and stuff, and it just gets a little complicated with that.
I think it's going really good. Our shows are always a crunch time, but we are making it, and I think we have a really talented group of people, and we're pulling everything at the last moment, but I think it's really good.
Something Rotten has many entertaining songs accompanied by challenging tap dance breaks. Many cast members had to learn how to tap dance over their summer break last year. And if you think that's tiring, the crew is constantly keeping busy with all the projects they have to do. Senior and lighting head Adam Long shares what he finds is the most difficult part of putting on the musical.
You can always design a show and you'll know kind of what mood it is, kind of what the feeling is. However, what's the difficult thing to do is to create it and actually light up the actors and know where everyone's going to move on stage. The hardest part is figuring out where everyone's going to stand and how to do it without just having splotches of light on stage.
Even though there are many hardships the cast and crew had to face, there is an equal amount of amusing and hysterical moments throughout the show.
It's a lot of just throw away your dignity and just go at it full force, because you can either not work hard and just kind of do it because you're scared and then look bad, or you just go for it and then you look good and you put on your stupid accent and it's fun.
He's just annoying. Nobody likes Nick Bottom. I really just have to be loud and be obnoxious and not like anybody, and then and I already don't really like a lot of things, so it's not that bad.
The cast and crew has been working tirelessly in order to make Something Rotten something special. With CPHS News, I'm Reagan Hill. Back to you guys.
Thanks, guys. Tickets are on sale now at cphstheater.com and during lunch in the cafeteria. Come out to support theater this Friday, this Saturday, and this Sunday.
Up next, reporting Maddie Cooper has the top 3 things you need to know for today. But first, these announcements.
Smoky Moe's Barbecue, the best barbecue that money can buy. Proudly supporting Cedar Park High School.
Happy Thursday, Cedar Park. I'm Maddie Cooper, and here are your top 3 things for today. First, the Texas dog restraint law goes into effect this week. The law states that no person can unlawfully chain up a dog for a perpetual amount of time. It must supply an appropriate shelter if the pet is to remain outside. A version of this law was previously vetoed in Texas due to concern of micromanaging the people. However, has now been put to effect for defense against animal cruelty. Now, all dogs in Texas must have a safe shelter and protection from the environment to be considered lawful pets. Next, surrounding school districts have decided to close the next few school days due to staff shortages and upcoming weather. Areas including Pflugerville, Liberty Hill, and Granger ISD are discontinuing upcoming school days at an attempt to preserve teachers from being out with COVID. Along with the icy weather front coming in, these surrounding areas decided there was no need to bring everyone to their campuses. Finally, COVID tests are now being issued freely to the citizens of the U.S. This project is costing the Biden administration about $4 billion to supply 500 million at-home tests, letting each household in America receive up to 4 tests. This act's purpose is to ensure all Americans with the chance to obtain proper COVID testing equipment. Other free testing sites have also been implemented, along with start of action to mandate private healthcare facilities to cover costs of all at-home tests. That's all I have for you this Thriving Thursday. With Cedar Park High School News, I'm Maddie Cooper. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Maddie. So, I'm going to come off a little insensitive saying this, but I don't care. I'm for the people, and I think we need a week off. I hope the staff shortage continues. And just like a week off, just a week off.
You just don't want school. Are you too stressed? What's going on?
No, just, it's getting hard. But I think the teachers need a break. I think the staff needs a break.
Yeah.
I hope the cold weather gives us a little bit of a break, honestly.
I mean, we do have AP subbing, so it's a little concerning.
Yes.
But
Well, you heard it here first. No school for a week. Sign the petition by Jack Polishek.
And now for a brand new edition of Hungry Hungry Houston with Katie and Abby.
Hey everybody, we're back. You know you didn't miss us. So we have HTO, Burger King, Taco Bell, Chick-fil-A, and Sonic. Oh, and Zaxby's. And we're gonna let you know how their sweet tea is. So we're at HTO.
Drippin'.
Hello, Governor. We would like 2 regular sweet teas. Is that alright? Got our teas.
Ice.
We're also gonna rate their ice.
Love.
It's like not too sweet.
It's a little more tea than sweet.
Yeah. We've
BK.
arrived at Burger King. I don't know if I hope it's ready.
I genuinely thought I was drinking water. This is water.
Not sweet. It's gross ice.
I got it.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh. We just got that for free. They're probably like, this is gonna be so bad. We can't even charge these people for it.
That's a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. Thank you.
Chick-fil-A, good as always.
Fantastic.
10 out of 10.
11 out of 10.
We're at Zaxby's, never been here. So 2 small sweet teas.
2 hours later.
That'll be it.
I have never made such awkward eye contact.
Oh, okay.
That genuinely scared me. This is definitely tea.
This person is friendly, eco-friendly. I like this.
I feel like this is more water-based.
Yeah.
This is more tea bag-based.
We got Sonic. I like it a lot. It's like one of the best ones.
Why was I not excited? I thought this was gonna be awful.
Our final
review.
rankings. What do you think? Sonic, HTO, Zaxby's, Chick-fil-A, Taco Bell.
Oh,
Burger
Taco
King.
Bell was pretty good though. Does
Burger
it taste like Whataburgers?
Yeah, and then Burger King. So we'll see you next time on Hungry Hungry Houston
With Abby and Katie.
That's all we have for today. Make sure to keep with all of our content. Subscribe to our YouTube at CPHS News.
You can also follow at CPHS_sports for updates during the games.
Thanks for taking time to join us this morning.
With CPHS News, I'm Katie Whitmarsh.
I'm Jack Polishuk.
And I'm Abby Martinez. Remember to make it a great day or not, the choice is yours. Stay tuned for this week's edition of the Pack Chat.
Welcome back to the Pack Chat, our student voice opinion segment. I'm Jack Polishuk, joined by Katie Whitmarsh, Madeline Roberts, and our guest, Reese Elizondo, as we discuss this week's most trendy topics. Let's get started. First, students in the Round Rock ISD district are planning a school walkout today after many are upset at COVID protocols diminishing in their schools with the recent surge of the Omicron variant. Students demand notifying students of close contact cases, mask mandates, masks being provided to every student, rapid and PCR tests provided every 2 weeks, and outdoor spaces provided when eating. So do you guys think schools aren't doing a great job at stopping the spread of COVID? Like, do you think we're doing a good job, or like, what do y'all think?
I personally think that like schools are doing a good job, but they could always do better. Like masks are really actually helping like reduce the spread, especially these like N95s. So like if these students like want these, I guess, to like protect themselves, I think they should probably have them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's always difficult because I know like I personally did not like online school, and I know like we could eventually get to the spot where we have to go back online. And like it's like an everyday occurrence where we all get the text, like there's a positive COVID-19 case, and I think it's like there are ways to prevent it, but I think what's hard is getting the student body to participate and for everybody to actually, wear a mask and social distance and, like get tested if you need to be.
I do think schools should enforce the mask mandate. I agree with that. The PCR and rapid testing, I feel like, is a little bit of a reach just because getting a test for every person in the school every 2 weeks would be a little hard.
Yeah,
So,
it's kind of a lot to ask for, and I don't know if they'll be able to do all of it, and like, I don't know, just them like kind of creating a petition. Like, I think people kind of get this notion that like petitions just always solve everything, and it's like it's just a petition; it doesn't do anything. It's like whether or not they actually enforce it.
I think though that the student body reaching out to the school, being like, listen, like this is an issue and here are some ways you can solve it, even if like they just like mandate masks or they provide more outdoor seating, that's still a little bit of an improvement. So that's still a win in their eyes. It might not be like the whole 9 yards that they're getting, but it's still something.
Yeah. Next, NFTs, or non-fungible tokens, are sweeping the nation, with many joining the craze every day as well as corporations. Many companies like MasterCard, Coinbase, even Walmart are jumping on the hype train and are supporting or offering NFTs in some kind of way. Do you think NFTs are like a viable way of making money, or do you think it's kind of fishy, or do you even know what NFTs really are? Because I feel like a lot of people don't.
I didn't know. I mean, I sort of knew what they were, but I thought it was literally just original art that people were selling, like digital original art. But it can be, according to The Verge, it can be a copy of a real painting, an animated GIF, a song, or like even an item in a video game, which I didn't originally think that you could just copy other people's work and own it.
I mean, I think it's a little more tricky than that. There's like also like kind of these companies that just make variations of like the same painting. There's like the monkey and lion thing, and all these. Like it's hosted on this one website, and they all use this like product called Ethereum, and I think it's kind of a little tricky to pin down like exactly what this is. I would kind of consider it like a stock, and then many people would kind of think it's kind of a scam, or like many people think it's a viable way of artists making money. I've heard some people say like it's a Ponzi scheme, which is like where you have an investor where he brings in old investors to finance his like operation, and then over time he gets new investors to also do it, and he uses the money from the new investors to like pay off the old investors, which like I don't know if that always applies. I don't think it's fair to say that like NFTs are a scam, because I feel like, I don't know.
I definitely feel like there could be a scandal to come out eventually about it in a couple of years, though.
I think my thing that it's just such a new concept that it's like, and it's so complex that it's hard for people to fully understand what it is. Because like I like Madeline, I thought it was just like you were just selling and buying like online art. But it like turned into this whole like you can, trade and turn it into stocks and money, and it's like very complex that I'm just like I've remained away from it.
It's basically a new stock market, yeah. Finally, the Grammys are in recent news again for delaying the show and moving from Los Angeles to Las Vegas. However, as of late, the Grammys have been seeing a lot more critical reception from viewers and artists. Many artists, including The Weeknd and Drake, have boycotted the Grammys for being out of touch or pandering to certain interests. So do you guys think the Grammys are still like important or even matter really, or like, what do y'all think?
I watch the Grammys every year just to see how it goes, but I have definitely noticed in the past years it's extremely biased. It's I feel like you can always tell who's gonna win, who's gonna get the nominations. It's like if an album is big and it doesn't get a Grammy nomination, that always becomes a big thing. And I think it's like the network and like the politics behind who decides who gets the nominations and who wins. I feel like that's so political that it kind of removes from the fact that it's just like this artist made a really good album or a really good song, and they deserve like appreciation for the work that they did like throughout the year.
I agree with like Katie. So like basically like I don't usually watch award shows. I'll usually just like check back the next day and be like, okay, so this person won, and it's usually like it's always like the bigger person. Like you always know who's gonna win, like because you'll always like they'll always have like the bigger album and you won't know who the other like nominees are at all. So.
Yeah. Madeline, do you have anything to say?
I don't know. I like the Oscars better, even though both of them can be quite cringeworthy at times. But yeah, I have very like specific music taste, mostly 80s, so that's not on the Grammys anymore.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I just think it's kind of outdated,
Yeah.
and I think the Grammys are corny, and they don't really care about like what is. I mean, that sounds like not objective in any way, but like what is like. I don't think they listen to everything. They don't.
I do agree. I remember last year, I think it was like Justin Bieber, he went on a whole tangent on Twitter about how he didn't get considered for an R&B album when, like his album was considered for something else, and there was a whole thing about like genres of music, and I think it's just it's so political that it takes out the fun of like watching people perform and like the fancy, like Hollywood style.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's all we have for today. Remember, T-Wolf Pack, there's always time to chat.